Alright, so here's part 2 of this, and what we're going to do is work on the branch and the leaves and then add in a few extra things just to kind of give a little bit of scale. So the main thing here that I'm doing is just selecting the tree branch itself to quickly then go in and fill it afterwards. Again, this is sped up about 2 times speed. I'm finding that because I'm getting computer lag, if I try to record the voice while I'm doing it, it was having issues. So I just went ahead and figured I'd do a voiceover. But I think it still works because I can get across the main stuff. So like I said, what I'm doing here is just really selecting the main area that I want to work on first. And this is this branch. And then once I get it selected, I'm going to use 3 or 4 different values of brown to start adding in the base layer, then a shadow layer, and a little bit of a highlight layer. Now, I should have really done this light to dark and had more of a mindset of watercolors, but I really had more of a mindset of acrylics or oils in my head when I was doing it. So what I did was I worked with the ink pen and filled it in, and then from there I went back and grabbed the acrylic brush and added in some soft light brown and kind of a light grayish color as well to do. So you can see right there I just added in the brown, deselected it. Once I've got the main thing in there, I don't really need to keep it selected, and then going over with the pen tool just makes it darker. So that was one of the reasons why I needed to switch and then go back. And so really just what I'm doing here is just adding it in, switching over to 5, erasing it back, adding it in, erasing it back, and just kind of shaping and playing around with it till I get the look that I want as far as some of the texture and shadows and stuff where that's going to go. Because this is a layer below the bird, I don't have to worry about painting over the bird. I can just keep going and throw it in quickly, and then once I get it cleaned up a little bit and shaped up, I can put it on protect transparent or lock transparency and kind of go from there. So I've got that in. So now what I want to do is go with a lighter color. That's weird. I wonder why the recording didn't pick that up. What I was doing there was just picking a lighter brown, as you can see on the color palette there. It's kind of weird that it didn't record it. But so I've got that in there. I'm looking at how much water is on here. I wanted to add a little bit more because I was trying to get a little bit more of a bloom with it. But again, my system was kind of lagging, so I just gave up on it and switched over to the acrylic brush more than the watercolor brush. So once I've got this in here, I'll switch over and do the leaves next, and just using basically the same kind of thing. Greens, I've got those on a separate layer as well, and going over those and giving highlights, and then I kind of go back and pretty much obliterate the lines that are on there, and leaving some but getting rid of most. I kind of decided I liked that kind of halfway between the two. I know I was talking about that in my previous video. Which do I like? For this one I decided, I'm just going to get rid of most of the lines. So you can see some of the line work, but some of it not. Just because I liked the way that looked at the final piece. So here I am putting in the highlights with the acrylic brush. I've got the layer selected. Also I turned on lock transparency so I can go in and quicker do it. Do it a little bit more quickly and get that in there. So yeah, I'll go back and do the leaves next. The leaves I just paint in, and instead of using the selection tool, I just go ahead and paint them in, and then put on lock transparency from there and start adding in highlights and shadows. And then once I've got those in there, I decided to throw in some grass in the bottom to kind of help vignette the bird, because I've got a little bit of a vignette going on with the leaves, but I wanted to have more so I put some grass in there because I also thought it kind of helped give a little bit more scale to that this is a small bird, and did that. So I think in the final piece it worked out really well for that. So that's basically just kind of it. I'll let this play, and that way if you've got questions or anything like that, you can just let me know. But as always, I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next one.